Man, love the scenics. Kind of getting almost like a Blade Runner nostalgia right now. Man, this environment's great. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another Motion Design Reacts. I'm Ryan with Chomp Studio, and today is exciting because today's video is sponsored, and the sponsor just happens to have an awesome cinematic trailer for their new game. So today's video is sponsored by Parallel. Be sure to check out the free open beta that anyone can sign up for, and I'll have a link of that in the description below. But first, let's keep the intro short. Let's check out their cinematic trailer called Fight for the Future, presented by Parallel.
Eons ago, in an attempt to save the Earth, humanity
great opening shot with nice depth of field.
That
hand details are great too.
Extinguish all life. Severe, uncharted landscapes compelled leaps in evolution.
Nice little rack focus.
And the adoption of extreme physical transformation. A time of peace would prevail for the Forsaken, and for the favored, boundless pride in all their triumphs. While those lost in time embraced a greater power that defied all understanding. Now their ancestral home beckons, ushering in new conflict.
This Earth shot.
All are prepared to fight for what is rightfully theirs to claim.
Great narration too. Oh, that is a good opening shot right there. Man, the music in these scenics, I'm kind of getting a little bit of like Blade Runner nostalgia with this. I love that. Nice forest environment.
For their future, their people,
all right,
and their home.
And end with a nice title reveal at the end. Man, that was fast, but what a great trailer. You know, Parallel let me know that they were a smaller studio, but they have a ton of experience in history. And I think that really shows on just the detail and the world building in the cinematic trailer. We have tons of different environments and really cinematic shots. So let's go ahead, let's dive back into a little bit of this trailer. And I want to point out some of the things that I really like, break down some of the elements that make it look cinematic. And I do have a critique on one little shot that I might tweak a little bit. Super minor, but I think it might help a little bit in the cinematic trailer. So let's go ahead and jump into looking at some of the shots. I commented on this opening shot. I love this opening shot of the detail of the hand, the really nice depth of field. One of the things that's really great with this hand is how much detail there has. And if we slow it down, we can see that there's even raising and lowering of the fingers as it goes over the rocky surface that the hand is dragging over. Great attention to detail, and honestly, this could be a real hand that's been composited in for all I know. Really like the shot, great opening sequence. Great secondary shot as well. I love the rack focus of the background of the foreground, and we kind of get a better look at these DNA structures. But again, these little details are making this so nice. The little bubbles inside the containers, the real nice refraction from the glass and everything that's happening behind it. Really great shot. The dollying left to right is also not super drastic, so it feels very cinematic and natural. And then we're introduced to a third environment already. Color palettes are changing. We get some nice golds and warm colors in there, mainly because we're looking at maybe a furnace or a forge. And again, nice depth of field. I love the sparks and the particles. I love the flaring of the lights as well. I'm kind of a sucker for those natural light elements. Again, really great shot, really great smoke and particles, looking really good. So now we're starting to get a little bit of a teaser of one of our characters, and his detail, skin texturing, awesome. Looks really great, nice lighting. And man, this is just, it is high tier. One of the things I might massage this a little bit is double checking the render settings and making sure we're not getting any of those sort of render hits and little extra glints from maybe lower sampling or needing more samples in areas that require a lot of lighting. One of the things I would say is just maybe check on those settings. We could keep an eye on that, maybe clean up a little bit. And maybe if this is a mocap scene, I'm not 100% sure if it is. If it is mocapped, we need to smooth that out a little bit so the movements aren't so jarring. I think we could smooth that out into a nice pipe animation into the mouth, but either way, looks great. Love the shot walking up, grabbing the sword. We're following the focus, then we get a nice depth of field shot. Lots of variety, lots of different environments, which is no easy task, especially if you're a smaller studio. So they're doing great work here. Now, this next shot with the side profile character, this is probably one of my favorite shots. This shot is just really, I mean, this is a painting. It's very beautiful. I love the color tones in the background. Obviously love the smoke particles. We're kind of get a silhouette sense of lighting, so that's giving some drama to it. And just the overall particle work, the smoke, the atmosphere, love this shot. Next, we have this planet shot. Not a lot of comment here because this shot is beautiful. Textures of the planet, the stars, the light effects, great planet shot. There's a nice big dramatic pause too before we start going into some of these large scenics. I like that buildup and that tension that's being made there. Really great decision. And then we cut this big open room with all these soldiers, one person walking down the middle, little bit of haze and atmosphere. This shot is such a great establishing shot. We have a nice pan going from down to up, revealing how large this space is. Really great decision on this. Interior shot with all the ships, another big open space, planet in the background. Oh man, this sci-fi white texturing I really love. And we're not getting perfect lighting either. We're kind of getting 1-point lighting that's coming in. Another just great establishing environment shot, which is kind of a constant theme with this, and creating environments like this is not easy. So really love seeing this as well. And again, another giant environment in this mech area with all the mechanical arms and things building. The complexity of how this looks is really great. I love the amount of detail. It feels industrial. A lot of, again, smoke, atmosphere, dust, depth of field. They're very consistent with their cinematic elements of depth of field, adding atmospheric haze, always making sure there's a little bit of smoke and particles and lighting. The halation and bloom of the lighting looks great. This is another shot where we have some nice film grain, but it's not overpowering the darks too much, which I really like, and you can see it a little bit more in the highlights, which is great. The interior cut to this, again, planet detail with this ship going over it. Again, another one of my favorite shots. Feels like this could be out of Blade Runner or something like that. Another minor detail I like inside this shot, and you have to look really close, is there's, I believe it's storm clouds, or maybe there's some sort of war or something happening, but either way, there's little hits of light on the surface that are creating little lights and patterns through the clouds. Those little attention to details are really important, and I think it helps set the bar to make it a great cinematic. Okay, so I do have one critique of this exterior forest shot, but overall, this forest shot, the amount of detail and the depth and the scale of this scene, this is probably one or number two of my top favorite shots from this cinematic. The sense of scale, the environment creation, all the details of what they made in here is top-notch work, and it just looks so good. The only critique I would have is the waterfalls are a little distracting. I don't know if it's how they're rendered or if it feels too fast. I kind of feel like you could maybe even just throw in some stock footage of waterfalls in there to give that a bit more realism. The glints and the glows in the background and foreground, that doesn't bother me that much, because when you kind of look at an ocean from far away, you get those natural glints, and the fact that those are in there, I think totally sells the water. But otherwise, love this shot, really great work. And then in the end here, we get these great focusing on the eyes, close-up shots. I talk about it all the time. Huge sucker for that. I think they look really good. Slow dolly in, showing our different characters, and all the characters are detailed and look great. I love ending the trailer on this, and it just gives it more drama and more effect to it. And then we end the trailer with this amazing logo design and logo reveal. Just the strong green colors in the palette and the typeface look really great. Can't complain about it, and it's really well done. So there we go, guys. It just goes to show that even if you consider yourself a smaller studio, if you got the talent and the experience behind you, you can create amazing cinematic trailers. And this is no exception. Really well done. Can't wait to see what they come up with next. And I did kind of sneak around some of the other files that they sent me, and there's just more great content on the way. So I want to thank Parallel again for reaching out and sponsoring this video. And I can't wait to see what they come out with next. And I hope you guys like this one. And as always, guys, we'll see you in the next Motion Designer Reacts video. Have a great one, guys.